What family tradition should forever be forgotten? In my family, it's the honesty circle. It started when I was about 7. The whole extended family would gather for Thanksgiving, and after dinner, we'd all sit in the living room and go around sharing honest truths about each other. It builds character, my father would say, his voice carrying that authoritative weight I'd grown to fear. Helps us all improve. The first time I experienced it, I thought it would be fun. Maybe people would share nice things they noticed about each other. I couldn't have been more wrong. Sarah, my Aunt Carol, started looking at my mother. I think you baby your children too much. That's why Tommy is so sensitive. I watched my mother's face flush, her hands tightening around her napkin. I was Tommy, the sensitive one they were talking about. David, Uncle Frank directed at my dad, you've put on quite a bit of weight this year. Marlene can't be happy about that. And on it went. Each year, the circle would happen, and each year, I'd dread it more. When I was 12, it was my turn to receive. Tommy, my grandfather said, his voice gravelly from years of smoking, you need to toughen up. Boys don't cry over losing games. I had cried after a baseball game the previous summer, just once. But apparently, that was enough to warrant public shaming at Thanksgiving. I don't cry anymore, I mumbled, staring at the carpet. Speak up, my father demanded. If you're going to defend yourself, do it with conviction. I looked up, meeting his gaze. I said, I don't cry anymore. My cousin snickered. Yes, you do. I saw you last month when you fell off your bike. The laughter that followed burned into my memory. As a teenager, I started creating defenses. I'd prepare mental notes of comebacks, ways to deflect the criticism. By 16, I'd perfected a mask of indifference. Tommy, my aunt began during my junior year, I notice you haven't brought any girls around. Are you know? The room fell silent. My father shifted uncomfortably. Am I what, Aunt Carol? I asked, knowing exactly what she was implying. Well, different? I forced a laugh. No, I'm not gay if that's what you're asking. I'm just focused on school. The truth was, I had stopped bringing friends home years ago. The fear of subjecting them to my family's honesty was too great. When I left for college, I stopped attending Thanksgiving altogether. I'd make excuses, too much schoolwork, a part-time job, anything to avoid that circle. My mother would call, her voice a mixture of disappointment and understanding. We miss you, Tommy. The family asks about you. I bet they do, I'd reply, probably running out of people to criticize. She'd sigh. It's just tradition, honey. But last year, something changed. My youngest cousin Emma, only 10 years old, was subjected to the circle for the first time. My uncle had recorded parts of it to send to the family group chat. Emma, my grandfather's voice crackled through the phone. You're getting chubby. Girls need to watch their figure. I watched the video, seeing Emma's face crumple, tears welling in her eyes. It was like looking at myself 20 years ago. I called my mother immediately. This has to stop, I said, my voice shaking with anger. This isn't honesty. It's cruelty disguised as tradition. To my surprise, she agreed. I've always hated it, she confessed. Your father insisted it was important. We talked for hours that night.